Nice work, mate.
Yes, people, so it is breakfast time, and in comp week, something that is super important is making sure that your nutrition is in check all week. If you haven't, like, all the way through the comp, like I say, people get into jiu-jitsu or because it's just a hobby, and you know, maybe the nutrition is something new to them that they haven't necessarily been keeping an eye on, because obviously getting into jiu-jitsu, there's a lot of things to sort of take into consideration. Once you're wanting to achieve, you know, a decent level with jiu-jitsu, obviously that's what you're striving for, you're trying to get better, and in doing so you'll discover that you want to prep your body, you want to make sure that you've got the best nutrients going in physically, because that's your energy levels, that is your energy levels on the mat, how you perform in your training sessions, how you perform on the mat, how you perform going into the comp as well. So all this is your energy level. So I'm just going to give you a rundown of what I'm eating today. So I'm going to have for my breakfast, I'm going to have 6 whole eggs, I'm going to have some organic bread, which is in there, then I'm going to have 2 apples and a pack of 150 grams of pomegranates, and I'll just get these here. Yeah, so for breakfast, 150 grams of pomegranates, 2 apples, 6 whole eggs, and round about 3 to 4 slices of sourdough bread. I'll maybe even bring a banana and a grapefruit for when I'm at work as well. Then I won't eat anything for a little while. Obviously got work and things like that. It's quite a calorie dense meal anyway. It'll probably see me over or just about round about 1,000 calories. And then for dinner, what I'm going to be having is sea bass or stockeye salmon, whichever one I decide to make. Could even be cod as well, I've got that in, but some form of fish, because it digests quite easy through the day when I'm at work. And then yeah, with jack of potatoes, find that just as a real energy source. I find potatoes they just feel different for me, they make me feel really energized. And then that's going to be before training. Before training, pre-training, that'll be like second meal with the sea bass or the fish and potatoes. And then pre-training, I'll grab a banana, a couple bananas, and I might even throw in like a cookie or a muffin, just something sugary before I go to train, and like a cup of tea, something like that. Just something that just warms my body up when I've been out all day. And then when I get home tonight, we'll cook some pasta and some beef, or maybe some salmon and some pasta, just something really simple. And then that'll see us round about at 3,500, close to maybe even just below 4,000 calories. So it's quite a lot of food to get in, and I best get cracking this morning. So yeah, competition week, absolutely essential that you are getting the body ready, prepped. As well as you can work on your skill set, you need to make sure that the body's ready. Obviously your fitness and your endurance and your strength training, that should be going on previously really. And if you haven't, then you're gonna have to make a start. Anyone who says that strength doesn't matter in jiu-jitsu, it does. You know, obviously skill set needs to be high, but ultimately if you're trying to put somebody in a position, a pin or a submission, or hold someone down or advance your position, technique is, of course, is the first thing that will come in, but then secondly it's the strength and the power and the agility and the speed in which you can do that. So all your foods, everything's going to allow you to do that, and make sure that you got the right energy going in. So peace out people, have a good one. So something that I like to do to start the day, a little bit of grounding, a little bit of appreciation for nature, I'm just getting my body out my mind, allow some stillness to start the day, stretch the body, and just get the breath ready for the day, and just set this momentum going forwards. It isn't essentially a routine that I do every day, but something that I like to do when I have the spare time, and something that just really helps get into the body, out of the mind, and just get everything ready for the day ahead. So even in this little breakdown of, you know, side control, so incredibly useful, because the fine little details that, and this is coming from people that are really experienced in competitions, legit in competitions, and what you what you learn here is real and also works, rather than working like so many moves in a different in one segment of a session, which is absolutely fine if that's the way some people like to do things. But for me, the way I learn is simple breakdown of one simple movement. This is side control, and you can already see how many different bits that he's speaking about. I've got some notes here that I've just wrote down on side control. So knees close, try and isolate the opposite arm, but make sure that you have the knee underneath the elbow first. To get the knee underneath the elbow first, bring the knee and rotate the opposite opponent's hips to get underneath the elbow to be able to isolate. And I'm just going to play that.
Because you face it that way. Yeah, so you cannot bring the elbow down to the floor. That's true. And as long as I can keep you there, then I open the elbow. Then I stand right over you.
See that? That simple movement there is just absolutely just like phenomenal. Phenomenal when it comes to jiu-jitsu and the simplicity of it as well. And what really works in a competition. So this is my night, which isn't every night, of course it's not. You know, I've got other commitments, I've got other duties to do. But this is a night where I'll be able to study and make good use of it, but also also feel the body as well with this beautiful nutritious food that I'm having as well. Got the fish going in now. Got my taties that are on the way. Got roast vegetables. They just absolutely just look beautiful. I'm just gonna let them go a bit more. Just gonna turn these taties around. It won't be long until they're done. And then yeah, the little treat. Got a pizza going down. Yeah, and this week, you know, little bits like the body's ready. You know, the body's ready. I'm going to train. My training's going to be this week. Is going to be. Let me just think now. Okay, yeah. So training this week is to every morning, every day. I'm going to do some form of movement just to keep my body going, just to keep my body working. But yeah, mainly training this week. We get my cheese. Will be jiu-jitsu training this week. Will be God, my brain, man. It's gone a bit slow. It's because I knew I looked at the pizza and I was like, that needs way more cheese, so we're putting some Swiss cheese on here. It's going to go Wednesday, Friday, Saturday morning. I'm going to do a little bit, and then I'll be ready for the comp, and be more than ready to go on the competition come Sunday. But yeah, like I say, Saturday will be slow, methodicals. Friday will be the same. Wednesday, I'll have a bit of an intense one. That is so good. Absolutely love Swiss cheese. So yeah, and the rest of it, strength training in the mornings, flexibility yoga, breath work, all that good stuff. And then, like I said, come Saturday, you know, be absolutely more than ready to go. I'm just really excited. Like I say, it's a way of life for me. Everything I do each week is towards that, and when a competition comes in, it's kind of like food goes a little bit extra. The training probably decreases a little bit rather than sort of ramping it up. I've done comps where I've ramped it up, and obviously I'm like working, I'm keeping my fitness, I'm maintaining, and I push it when it comes to a competition, because you need that competition fitness, of course. But also, competition is about getting the body ready, you know, not being too lethargic, not letting the energy levels deplete too much, and controlling that nervous energy as well, because there's a lot of energy that goes into these competitions. So yeah, just above all enjoying that process. So man, really looking forward to this food. I'm going to go back and study some more. So yeah, let's see what's what. And you know, martial arts teaches you so much as well. There's one thing that the people that you meet in the martial arts community, and you know what it teaches you about yourself and the journey it can take you on. You know, I would highly recommend it for any man who's wanting to get into it. I mean, simply because obviously you're learning how to protect yourself in them moments, but it's not necessarily even about that. It's about not even needing to get to that, because if you know, having the confidence in yourself and your ability to speak, in your ability to defuse the situation, even without needing to be violent, then that's where you want to go. You know what I mean? And martial arts gives you that confidence in your speech, because if you don't really have anything on the back of your speech, then obviously you maybe have that anxiety inside of you. Not all the time, but in some cases, I think majority of men have more confidence in what they're saying and what they're speaking when they know how to protect themselves. And that doesn't always mean physically as well. That can be mentally protecting yourself. That could be having the confidence in your conversation. Obviously, work environments when things get challenging, everyday environments when that gets challenging, and learning to say, you know, no and not be passive and a people pleaser. All these things that, you know, can really crop up. And I think that's just something really important that martial arts can give you. So yeah, so anyway, we've got breakfast on the go, we've got oats, we've got eggs, we've got coffee, and we're getting ready for work, so I need to be setting off soon. So get this down the hatch, and then we'll go and do, I think it's like a 9-10 hour shift. And then I've got to come back, get some tea, and I'll maybe head to the sauna, just for some recovery, some breath work, read, and then speak to the missus and the little one, because they've just gone back down to Tamworth, where my girlfriend's from. So my little girl and my missus, they've gone back down to Tamworth just for the week. So yeah, that's where I'm going to be competing at as well, Coventry as well this weekend. So yeah, I guess that, and another thing, you know, with this channel, it's like the whole purpose of it is just to be so raw, so raw with it. Like, I'm just you know, I'm just a young man on a journey with fitness and have been for a long time. And, you know, I've got a family and I've got commitments and I've got to go to work and provide. And I'm just on this journey, and I'm just showing you what it's like to be raw, and maybe if you're struggling on how to make progress with your goals, maybe hopefully I can you can pick some stuff off me, or maybe if someone's wanting to get into martial arts and all the other practices that you're going to see on this channel, the breath work, the yoga, the strength training, you know, everything else, and if you feel like it resonates with you, then like I say, I'm more than happy to help anybody out. See, that's what I'm doing now, in a sense, with my coaching, helping people get to that point with their strength training, with their nutrition, and obviously I've got clients now that is really cool because they're competing in jiu-jitsu and stuff. So yeah, it's really exciting, and very grateful for everything at the moment. And I think just to be really raw and vulnerable, it's not easy. It's absolutely not easy, this journey at all. Any journey, to be honest, you know, to become more of a conscious man, to become more conscious, especially in this world where it's so noisy and stimulating, and it challenges in all aspects. You know, what going out to work and the chaos of what goes on there, it is a challenging old life. It's not a breeze, and we just got to do what we can, control what we can, and just keep on learning as well. So yeah, I'm going to get this down the hatch, people. So peace out, and I'll see you soon. Yes, people. Hope all is well. So, little vlog, and I'm going to have a go at being a videographer as well. So, we'll keep these raw as we can get. So I've just came back from training, nothing too extreme. Like I said, for me lately, I'm just going to clean these lemons that I've left up here. Yeah, so for me, I'm competing on Sunday, so I don't really want to have like too much of an intense week. Just on the back of it, usually I'd like maybe have a quite intense training session today and then be competing on the weekend. But really, what's been happening is with my body, I just felt like I've needed to just rest. So, and have quite a lot of rest, to be fair. I just felt like I've maybe took my nervous system a little bit too far. So, in terms of my training intensity, but it wasn't necessarily all the training that maybe caused it. It was, I'd done like a mountain hike and then had other commitments, just life really. So my body just needed a rest. So today we just done 5 sprawls, 3 over the sandbag throws. I done like 5 sets of them or something like that. Then went into some box jumps. Then done some stretches, some core work, and that's me good to go. So this is before I start work. I PT'd this morning as well, so just giving you a little insight of a little comp week, because this journey for me, like I have no expectations of where it's going to go, what it's going to lead me. I'm going to put myself out there. I'm going to compete against the best guys in grappling and see where this journey takes me. I'm a blue belt at the moment. I said blue belt because in Japan there was only ever a white and a black belt. All the belts, the coloured belts in between white and black are like it's like westernized. I said, and I don't mean like disrespect, like I'm better than a blue belt or anything like that. It's just like that's just where I am, and that's just what I've been given and graded, and I respect that. But in a sense of like the colour belts, it is, I do see it as as obviously something that can motivate you to keep coming back to get a higher belt, but at the same time it's not to have an ego with it as well. You know, obviously it takes a certain amount of time to get to be a black belt, and it takes a certain level and training and commitment and dedication, so taking absolutely nothing away from that. But yeah, the belt scheme is just really, in a nutshell, it's been westernized, as we would say. So breakfast, I'm going to have quite a high fat breakfast. Now I'm just going to have some eggs, some bone broth. It's a nice high fat breakfast. I've had some pomegranates and some fruit. And then I'll take some bananas to work and stuff. I'm good to go. So 6 whole eggs, some bone broth, and I'll take some dark chocolate to work with me as well. And then I'll eat when I come back. I'll eat some rice, beef, and that's just what I'm feeling today, to be fair. Yeah, so my calories probably about over 3,000. I'll maybe have some toast with this as well. So yeah, good to go. Yeah, so for breakfast now we're gonna have some goat's butter in the pan, and then I'm gonna make like an omelette. I'm gonna make an omelette. You can always like speech sometimes. I mean, when you're speaking, you say and like, and yeah, it's something that I'm definitely trying to improve on my speech and how I speak. Not that there's anything sort of wrong with it at all, sort of. Do you know what I mean? But these are a lot of little things that I'm just picking up with myself lately, and it's just like I don't wanna have that in my communication. I want to be certain and absolute. So anyway, what we're gonna have now in the pan, I'm gonna just put some butter in the bottom of this pan. So we're making some eggs, 6 whole eggs, and I don't really measure my food anymore ever since I stopped bodybuilding, but I'd probably say that's roughly about 80 to 100 grams of oats. So that goes there, and get the milk. And then we're in. It's a nice decent meal. Oats, eggs, can't really go wrong, and of course, some coffee. And we'll be pretty much good to go. Good day, people. So obviously this is a vlog, so I'll just be cutting this as and when. So I'm just on the way down now to the comp. Setting off a couple of days beforehand just because I've got some work to do down there. I've got a client to meet who's a Jiu-Jitsu client, and he trains, well, like I say, he trains Jiu-Jitsu, so all his gym work and his strength work is all based for that. So we're just going to show him through some exercises, his routine and his structure for that. So I'm looking forward to that. And then Saturday I'll be able to get some training in today, so today's Friday, and then Saturday morning be able to get some more training in. So yeah, a couple of sessions in beforehand. Like, I believe going into the competition, like, not over exhausted, but also not worrying too much about needing to completely rest the day before. Like, I believe in just trying to keep movement, just move the body, keep it loose, get plenty of food in, get plenty of rest, good quality resting when you can. But obviously we don't want to overexert ourselves, but what I'm saying is you don't want to be shy of just having a session and a feel of a few things beforehand. So yeah, exciting stuff. Really excited for this comp. Like I say, comps are they just bring out so much. Do you know what I mean? They bring out so much within you. It requires a great deal of preparation for it, especially doing it in a way where you want to win, you want a challenge to be the best that you can be. Like, prepping your nutrition, being structured with your training, being structured with how you want to, what you want to go for within the comp. Then there's controlling the mind, being still in the mind, or trying to lose the mind. it's something what I would definitely say is, there's a lot of things that do come in mentally. But yeah, really excited for this one. So a couple hours journey left, and we'll get there nice and prompt. So peace out, people, have a good one. Yes, people, so a bit of a different vlog this, to be fair. I would have liked to get some training videos in this week, but comp week, a lot comes up on comp week. One, you're travelling down, your training's already done, and there isn't a lot of training been involved, but I guess a lot of things come up for me comp week, especially yesterday, just before, all the comp nerves, all the comp thoughts, whatever. And to be honest with you, you have to just be present with them. You have to allow them to be, and you have to just accept them for what they are, and not sort of try and combat them with too many thoughts and this, that and the other. So yeah, I was just being present with them, being present with the family, and then also making sure that when you do go into the comp, that you're all ready. So that's what I've been doing this week. Obviously I'll get some footage of the actual comps this weekend now. So yeah, all good to go. Just gonna go in and get sorted, so I'll keep this short and sweet. Gifra! since the comp, or near enough 2 weeks, been like 10 days, so I just wanted to recap everything on the video. Obviously the main aspect of the video was, you know, showing different ways of learning Jiu-Jitsu, martial arts, how you can structure your time, your energy, and still get the best out of yourself in them sports, in them areas. Because I could have easily said, oh, I can't compete, I haven't been able to get as much training in because of X, Y and Z, because of these commitments. And, you know, rather than just fall into that excuse or fall into that mindset, I wanted to change the perspective on the mindset and just show what can be done when you have a family, when you have other commitments, and when life is busy, and how you can structure that. So we still got one weight session in, which would be like Thursday morning, 6 o'clock weight session, cardio session. Tuesday morning, again, early morning session, cardio there, a bit more intense strength and conditioning. Wednesday would be rounds, sparring rounds, also technique within that session as well. Then Saturday, again, technique or sparring, or a bit of both, really. So that's the structure. And in that structure week as well, I would take one position in Jiu-Jitsu, whether that's a defensive position, whether it would be attacking position. And what I would do there is I would learn that position all week. So I would be getting better at one position per week and learning more about that. Also, in the time that I had spare, say for instance I had spare 20 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever, that might be at work, that might be at home, what I would do there is I would then research that position, I would then research more about that, just so I can have different ways of learning. I would also, in segments as well, when I wasn't training or wasn't doing the research, again, if I had spare time, I would implement the moves. I would visualize it. I would then rehearse it, shadow boxing, like shadow sparring, whatever you want to call it. A lot of jiu-jitsu is on the feet. A lot of it is just getting into the brain of what you want to do. So when you do get out into the comp, when you do start competing, it isn't just like brain freeze. You don't have a plan. So I had a plan for this comp. My plan was to get takedown. There was 3 takedowns I wanted to use. It was either get a single leg, into the single leg, or into a suicide throw. I was even going to play guard, just depending on how it felt, on who I was with. So anyway, how the fights went, very interesting. 4 fights, 4 wins. Won my class and then won the absolutes in blue belt, and this was at All Stars Coventry. So like I say, really good show, really brilliant show. It's quite busy, it's quite hectic, and they've done well to even keep that organised. And like I say, the two wins were by submission, Kimura and an armbar, and the other wins were by points, and nearly got a sub at the end in the final as well. It was literally just the clock running out that prevented me from getting that. So what did I take out of this competing? And I think it's important to have a plan, but it's important to be adaptable, because it's a fight. So you'd never know which way it's really going to go. You're not really going to control every aspect of it until you are playing your game. You were in that fight. And I think what I learned from competing the most is how nervous you get, how scared you are before you go in. Like the nerves, the overall just anxiety beforehand. And now obviously you're picking up on everybody else's energy because there's other people in there that are competing, and it is quite a roller coaster, and it does really teach you a lot about controlling your emotional energy. And then when you get in there, there's like a gasp of, all right, I'm in here now, I'm actually in this competing, like, oh, whoa, we need to get, yeah. So a lot of emotion does come out in them at the end of a fight, especially when it's a final and you've worked hard to get there, your families came. It's almost like that barbaricness, that animalistic side in you really just wants to be let loose, you know. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Like, it's a psychological battle. You are there to both go against each other on a skill level, and it's also physical, and it's rough, and it's not disrespectful to your opponent, because at the end of the day, at the end of it all, you shake hands, you know, you congratulate all parties, you know, for their efforts, and then it's done. But I think, you know, sometimes it can be like frowned upon, and or seen it in a different way, you know. But above all, being authentic as you can be in them experiences, whatever comes up. There's nothing to be ashamed about, and that's just something that I learned, because it wasn't loads, certainly wasn't much, but like I say, I just felt a real charge of my own energy, like, and I had it in my MMA fight, and at the end of it, and I was like, ah, you know. And I think on reflection of that, I think I maybe felt a bit like sort of carried away in my MMA fights with it all. But this time round, I just thought, it is what it is. You know, you train hard, you work hard, a lot goes into this. It's okay to let that steam out. So on reflection, absolute amazing show, amazing experience. And I think going forwards, there's some things that I want to do, some things that I want to implement to better my game, to structure. After the comp, I took a week off, like nutrition as such. Not that I eat like a pig or anything like that, just a bit more relaxed with foods, a bit more relaxed with training, and then go back into it this week. So I'm looking forward to that. So peace out, people. I'll speak to you soon.